Hello? Also, it looks like our internet is going to crap right now. I don't know why that is. Hello, hello, hello. Who is here? Let me go find some other stuff. Hey, Serenity. How you doing? What? Blop, she says. Blop. It's chitter time. Remy, you gotta go potty. Damn, it's cute. It's always so cute. She had so much pumpkin on her face earlier. Pumpkin and rice. You're eating something? Good. What are you eating? I must know. We're good. I decided I didn't really want to use the camera today. I'm tired, I'm lazy. Today I've got problems with my face that I don't want to cover up with makeup and get infected. So, you know, no cam day, whatever. At least I'm here, right? That's what matters. Alright, let's switch over here to something else. Pretty sure these are royalty free. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on the coloring pages for Patreon, but also potentially the stickers and the story images. Mini spring rolls! Hot damn. That sounds good. Oh my god. I think he's getting better at just sleeping. It's okay, Chancho. You go night-night? Bruni's just sitting on the bath mat. You got any more plans for today, Serenity? Or are you just gonna eat your spring rolls and that's it? Oh shit. Hold on. This thing changed on me. God, I'm tired. I don't know why either. There we go. Did that work? Did that change? No, that did not change. Okay. So angry, Momos. There we go. Ooh. What kind of drawing? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try to stop yawning, first and foremost. Let's see, I'm gonna switch over pretty much right away to Clip Studio, actually. Let me bring this over here. Oh, yo! Let me see if I can lick this. So I haven't told anybody about this yet. My patrons are probably going to hear about it first. But first after you. For New Year or Christmas Eve? What? Isn't that a little early? What about Halloween? You're skipping Halloween and all that. So last night I decided to put together a page on my website for all the Mythical Monthly Guardians I've done so far and make them purchasable for people that maybe couldn't do a month, or maybe somebody who's not a patron that just wants one specific one. Because I've had a couple people ask for a specific one, and one time they were a patron and one time they weren't, so figured I'd make it so anybody can really get them. but let's see. You do get a discount if you are already a patron of some kind. So that's good. But I did that. Let's see. What does September mean again? You just get free subs or some crap?
Half-price subs.
Half-price subs? So wait, does that mean that Amazon Twitch subs are even half too?
You get like an extra something for it.
Oh.
For everyone that uses it. Special.
Serenity, are you gonna do Inktober at all? Inktober? Okay. Here we go. There's this. Oh, I didn't even turn it yet. For the most part, going back and forth from Clip Studio and Photoshop is pretty alright. The only thing that screws me up is Clip Studio, all the like layer settings and everything are at the top, where in Photoshop they're at the bottom. Like when, you know, down here. So that kind of messes with me. That's like the only thing. Go potty, Momo! Let's see, Patreon. Digital rewards. Calendar. What about us? Yeah, I definitely can't do Inktober this year, which sucks, because I love doing Inktober. But I have already a lot of Christmas rushes, so like Dragon Con gave me a few that I'm like, whoa, okay, I didn't expect that. Speaking of that, actually, thank you for the reminder. I have to go change my fast fee on my store. Oh god. I'll have to do that later. I'll write down a thing. Hoping next year is a lot less hectic than this year. Though I've been saying that the past 4 years now. It's getting kind of stupid. Like every year I plan to actually cut down on stuff, and depending on our financial situation, it's like, well, you know, we do need a little bit more money. Fast fee, Xmas, update. Okay. So this was August Patreon, like, whatever you want to call it. This went out to everybody. So if you are a patron, I will be having this ready for you. But probably take me at least today or the next day. Right, I gotta look at an actual September calendar. Right, Serenity, doesn't that suck? Like, I feel like I've been putting off at least 3 things I've been dying to do, and it's just been killing me inside. If I do get any headway on them, it feels like just like a taste of ice cream, where it's like I never get a full bowl of ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, it's been dumb. Alright, so September starts on Sunday. Oops. Let's do, this will be easier. Oh, Ashley, this is a bad idea. Why'd you do this way? Alright, so to make it easier for myself. Oh, it didn't go on forever. How many times have I had it happen where I'm like, yeah, I keep going up, and then it just goes on forever? You know what I'm talking about? Alright, so this is actually going to be 1. This is 2. 3. 4. And then I'll have to renumber all those, but it only goes up to that Monday. So 27, 28, 29. and 31. Oh, it's the perfect, like, temperature and just all around everything today. Like, my favorite kind of day. It's not as cold as I'd want, but man, is it nice. Butters, are you sneezing? Oh, poor Butters. Ugh. Yeah, it's true. I feel you, Seren. I feel you. I think I gained like 30 followers over the weekend because of Dragon Con. And Dragon Con was great, by the way. Every year it's amazing. I made a good amount more this year than last year, which really surprised me. I don't know how, like, the Von House kids are now going to, I think a couple are doing Salt Lake, Phoenix, and then a couple people are at Lightbox Expo, which I'm a little on the fence about what that's actually supposed to be. Like, it feels almost like Spectrum Part 2 to me. Like, all the type of people they're showcasing are kind of in that realm, so it's like, I wonder if that means Spectrum won't be as good, because Spectrum was doing kind of poor on its own, and that's kind of why it needed to join up with the other Comic-Con, Planet Comic-Con, that was happening. So I wonder what that means. 5. But man, I could not go to another con this weekend. I think I'm just getting too old for cons in general. Dragon Con is considered like the biggest party con in the US, basically, and and there I was every night going back to my room and just watching Animal Planet and working, which I'm more than happy with, don't get me wrong. That's way more my style. Where is the font? Where does it say August, you guys? What's going on here? Oh my god, what? Why is this baked? No. Hold on. Was I dumb? I might have been dumb. August in here. Where is the word August? Oh my god. This is embarrassing. Okay, so it's in the calendar area. Please. Alright, well, this is something that needs to be changed every month, Ashley. So put this up here. For reals. Dork. Alright. So now, I'm gonna take this out. September. Name your layers. Get off my back! I do it sometimes. Depends on who it's for. If it's for me, I do it. And plus, a lot of the time, like, I'll name them if it's already, like, text. But some of these, it's kind of obvious to me, like they're thumbnails. But my problem is more the nesting. Like, I don't know what are in the folders I usually do. And, like, I'll usually do, like, base or origin or, you know, whatever. I'm pretty good about naming my layers, for the most part. But Sometimes the nesting really screws with me. Okay. We don't need this. This guy up here. He can take a hike. I actually don't want to redraw this rectangle, but you know what? I'm probably gonna have to, so let's just go grab it from something. So it's this one. There we go. So is that part of that? That is part of that. Let's just take it out then. What are you? What is that? Oh my god. Alright. Well, if that's part of that, let's put it back into August, I guess. These are mainly for August. Just so I don't screw it up later on. Here you go. There's that. And take that with you. What is this? Yeah, that can go too. There you go. Alright, and this is whatever. Basically lines. Alright. That'll be the same every month, so I can actually accept for that inside. There we go. Alright, now we're good. Okay. So now this is a nice blank slate. And every month I can easily change the days and stuff. Last time I was super rushed, so I wasn't able to plan this. No, I didn't have a rough day, honestly. I'm just tired. I've been a lot more achy recently. Like, I think something's wrong with our bed. Our bed might be a little bit too... I don't know. I don't know if it's rough or something, but like I know when I was on the hotel bed, I didn't get the same knee pain I usually get waking up, and now I get knee pain when I'm at home, and it's very confusing. I don't know why I have it. I'm not gonna draw this bug. Let's see how I draw it. See this? Okay. If you're the type of person to scribble out your drawings like that or whatever, don't do that. I just put X's and check marks. Like if I'm gonna use it, I use a check mark. If I'm not gonna use it, I do that. Makes it a lot easier. And you know, sometimes you go back and you actually like something you were doing. And if that's true and you already like scribbled it out, you're screwed. But like in this case, here, the ones I wanted to keep are this one, and this one. And it's like, cool, okay. Well, that was easy, right? Like, and I still have all these other ones in case. I still want one. So don't scribble them out. That's a very novice thing to do. You know, it's very childlike. Instead, just put a little yes or no type of thing. Just so you know kind of what you're thinking. Yeah, and usually like I rotate it. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe that would help actually. But I'm starting to think it might be the dogs. Because I'm really afraid to move at night for fear of, kicking one of the dogs off the bed. And that's fairly new to me. So, that might be a big part of it. So I'm kind of frozen all night in a position because I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to accidentally kick someone off the bed because since they're Poms, and especially since one of them is, a grandma, I don't want to kill her. I mean, if a Pom falls off a bed, they might, actually hurt themselves. They're so tiny and fragile. So I worry about that. I really do. And I'm wondering if that worry is keeping me from moving at night when I potentially need to. But no, I'm not sick or anything. I am just tired. I have this thing where I'm already behind on some commissions, and I've got about 20 to do this month. I'm a little behind because of Dragon Con, and that usually kind of starts to weigh on me after a little bit. So, like, I'm stressed. I wish I could have just had, I guess, a day off, you know? Like, coming back from the con, I wish I could have just, like, seriously just vegged on the couch for a day. Because at the convention I was standing for probably about 9 hours straight. Because it was from 10 to 7. Actually, that might be a lot. Is that longer than 9 hours? 7, 8, 9. No, that's about 9 hours. So, I don't know. I'm just still very not caught up on whatever I need to be caught up on. Whether it be sleep or what have you. I'm also doing like a freelance project for someone that I have done many, many freelance projects for. So they know I'm good for finishing it. It's just, it's a lot of work. It's like 50 drawings. It's for a kid's game. And I'm almost about halfway with the sketches. But I've been doing that kind of in my quotations spare time. But yeah, I'm a little overloaded lately, and that's my own fault, but I figure, at least for the stream, I gotta keep streaming, and I figured I would at least do something that needs to get done anyway that could potentially be interesting to watch. So that's why we're doing Patreon stuff. Plus, anytime you can do things on stream, like the Patreon stuff, you're also technically like doing marketing in a way. So if anybody new comes in and they're like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, well, I'm working on Patreon, blah, 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 you know. So that can be helpful. I wish, yeah. Serenity, I probably won't get. Honestly, I probably won't get any sort of break until around Christmas. Which, if once I do, it's gonna be a thing, let me tell you. I will be so happy. And I am dead serious about next year finishing another book, another story. So the problem with that, though, is you definitely need funds, you know. And I need to find a new printer that I actually trust with my stuff. Because our old one went out of business. Got technically bought by stupid Vistaprint. So there's that. Is that good though for you, Serenity? Are you happy about that? Like, I have one more convention this year, but it's not until like mid-December, I think? Somewhere in there. But yeah, I won't get to technically slow down until probably end of December. If that. Luckily, I actually didn't get into one of the cons that's early next year, so I gained some time. I actually see that rejection as a sort of blessing in disguise, I guess. Especially since that convention has kind of started to be a bust for me. So it was the hard no I think I needed to have to just chill out and work on stuff. So, like I said, blessing in disguise. Rejection can be a good thing. Especially if you need to slow down and you're not the type to tell yourself that. Oh, I'm sorry, Serenity. you take her for a walk?
Yeah. Apparently White Claw is not just, wasn't just a Dragon Con thing. It's like,
Well, people are saying it's because of Dragon Con, that's why there's a shortage. Because I didn't know it was a seltzer, like a hard seltzer. It's really weird, but that makes sense why people were comparing it to LaCroix. You know? But yeah, people were posting in Dragon Con, look what we did!
Oh, it was made by the dude that made Mike Smart.
Really?
Yeah.
People are also comparing it to Zima. It's like, you can tell your age if you can bring up Zima. You're like, oh, that's cute, it's like Zima for millennials. Some people are like, what's Zima?
I remember yesterday, I don't know why I thought of this, but do you remember when there wasn't free refills?
No.
Yeah, there was a time when I was a kid,
Really?
and there was no free refills. Like, if you're at McDonald's, you can't get free refills. You have to pay like a quarter or something.
So they didn't have like soda machines out in the area?
Oh hell no! No, you had to go up there and get one.
Wow.
And then when they did start offering free refills,
Yeah.
it was a very taboo sort of thing.
Why?
So you'd be like, I don't know if they do it here. Mom, it's McDonald's. They do it everywhere at McDonald's. That is McDonald's. It's free. And my dad would be like, no.
I remember it at restaurants. Like,
Yeah.
because some restaurants still don't have free refills.
Yeah. Yep.
But like fast food places, I do not remember that.
Yeah. And I remember having to go up, and you'd be like, can I get a refill? And then they'd have to like turn around and do it for you. And I think they still they still have a few places like that where they don't have a soda machine out front and you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, that was always weird. And then like, you know, being a kid, you'd be like, yeah,
Scared to death?
Huh?
Scared to death?
Well, no, you'd be like, yeah, can I just get a little bit of each flavor?
Oh no.
And I'd be like, okay, sure. Crazy time to be alive. Yeah, but I remember going to a restaurant, like a steakhouse,
Yeah.
and then, you know, like me and my buddies getting more soda,
And they charge you.
and then they didn't
And you're like, what?
Yeah, and each soda was like $3.
I know. I
like,
hated that. I
what?
remember a Fridays that did that to me once, and I was like, are you kidding me? I remember being really upset about that. Because it's like, yeah, you're a kid. Sometimes you go there just for soda and fries. You know?
Yeah.
Screw an actual meal. You're a kid. I don't know, Serenity. You might be the only one. I don't know what's up with today. I think this week maybe just people, like, maybe Labor Day here screwed everybody up. I don't know. There might be more people. You just might be the only one talking, really. I'm telling you, though, Gabe and I really believe that, like, Twitch in the summer just dies.
Okay.
It just dies. Like, I was talking to Wade at Dragon Con. We've seen each other in person a few times at different conventions, and yeah, it just kind of dies, man, in the summer. It's just a thing. People aren't at their computers, they're out and about. Especially today here, like, it is so unbelievably awesome outside.
Yep.
Like, this is my weather, man. Like,
I
for
feel
real.
like also, if you have diehard fans, or just diehard or like friends, like really like awesome friends, like somebody named like let's take certain Serenity Scribbles,
Yes.
who is here with us. I think if you have like really awesome buddies like that,
And
then
international, too. That's impressive.
then they forego the weather and they're like, no, it's nice out, but I gotta watch my Clover Can. I ain't gonna miss Clover Can.
I mean, to be honest, though, she is in Germany, and it is probably like close to 5 a.m., so that's Serenity's story, and we appreciate Serenity. We do.
No, I think right now it's like 11
sports?
or 10, 10
Is
o'clock.
it sports though? Like is
No.
sports ball happening? What's
No, I mean, I think football just started. Or at least it's like prelims.
Are we gonna be coming up on like homecoming and crap? Like when's that?
Oh, that too, I guess, but
I don't even know
I mean, come on, how
anything.
many like nerds are going to homecoming? Though I guess like
Dude, I
Clicks
don't
has
even know.
become-
Do cliques even exist
clicks.
in like high schools anymore?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, no they do.
I don't know.
I bet you 100% they do.
Like every time I see kids walking home from the bus, it's like I can't tell who's who. Seriously, they're all wearing the same dumb crap. And it's like I can't tell if that's a popular kid. I can't tell if that's,
Oh, I
you
see.
know, a goth.
Well,
Like
you know
goths
what?
don't exist.
What?
Goths? Yeah.
What are the new goths?
I don't know. However, okay, look up. I actually took a screenshot of the TV at the, look up, Art of Anarchy. They have a song called Time Every Time, and it's a mix of grunge and, like, it was so out of place. It felt like an anachronism. Like, it was totally ill-placed in the time frame of what it is.
Uh-huh.
Like, put on your headphones and listen to it, because really, like,
And what's the name of the song?
Time Every Time. Oh, you're 7 hours ahead. Oh, that's not bad. Whew. Make do with you? Oh, whatever. Serenity, you're a joy to always have. Like I said, if you were the only one ever watching, I'd still keep streaming. Like, you're fun to talk to every time. Hey, Matt. Aw, sure. Thank you. I hope your Friday's good, dude. Drive home to the grocery. I do really want to know what you think of that song, Gabe. Because it's like there's even a part where it sounds exactly like another song, and I was like, oh my god. Like, wait a minute. I'm gonna bring it up, actually, because it like, messed me up. Sorry, you guys are gonna have to sit here while I prove something. No, YouTube, I don't want to give you answers right now. Now's not the time, homie.
Are you playing it?
Yeah. I'm not gonna play the whole thing though. I'm gonna go find this chorus. But this was like on a TV at the gym. So I wonder if that... It sounds like Alice in Chains. But it also sounds like... Let me see. Yeah, this part, okay. Okay, got that? You ever heard Heaven's on Fire by Kiss?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Da,
so
da, 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 da,
it sounds
da,
very,
da, da.
very 80s.
Yeah, but the weird thing is it lasts for a second. Okay, so Kiss has a song called Heaven's on Fire that does the same thing. Okay, where is it? Okay, that sounds exactly the
Yeah,
same to
wow.
me. Where is it? It's the same thing, so it's like everything's doing that thing where it like repeats. Anyway,
What would you
yes, Serenity, yes.
What would you say the music of today is called?
I have no idea.
Like the alternative?
Like, I think alternative is technically Billie Eilish. I don't even know.
No, she's pop.
Is she though? 'Cause it's
Unfortunately, she is, and I'll tell you why. Pop is something that everybody likes, and
which is
everybody
weird
likes
because if it were in the 90s, it'd be alternative.
it would.
It totally would.
And the thing is that like that song, I'm the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really out here. It's really only like on the radios.
Well,
On
I
the
was
radios.
thinking about her actual hit, like why am I blanking? The first one she had. Yes, you do. Don't act like you don't. You know it, you just can't remember it. It's Bury Your Friend. This
Oh,
one.
weird.
Right? Like,
Oh.
what do you want from me? What do you
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was the first one. This isn't pop.
The problem is that it is.
It is now.
But
Yeah.
10, 20 years ago, it wasn't.
Exactly. That's what's weird. So I don't even know anymore.
It would have been like she would have been on tour with like Sneaker Pimps and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Garbage.
Yeah. So I don't even know like what's alternative now.
Well, now it's like, and the car won't start.
That's not
Those
alternative
guys,
though.
Oh,
Missio. Missio would be.
Missio would be alternative?
Wouldn't they?
No, because he's also roped into pop.
No, they're not because they're not popular.
No, but it's that one.
Like they never get played on the radio.
Never?
Not really,
They
no.
have one song?
No. Not really. Middle Fingers was on for like a little bit.
Okay, that song.
That's the
I
only
heard
one.
Heard it first on Q101, which is the Chicago station here, which is the alternative station.
So wait, is alternative becoming things like NF and Token where it's actually rap?
No, so Token and F would be on the pop station. No, I don't think Token's been on the pop station. NF has definitely been because it's kind of R&B rap. He's singing.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
Gabe, so what's alternative?
Okay, so
The stuff we just listened to?
the Nation, what's it called? I keep wanting to say Alloy Nation.
AWOL, but
AWOL.
they're not around anymore. Not really.
Well, but they were when they were 21 Pilots.
That's pop.
But that's
Nope,
They
I'm gonna
started-
disagree with you.
no, but they started in alternative because I remember listening to them on alternative station.
I've only ever heard them on like popular
Pop
stations. Yes.
Okay.
They
Well,
definitely are pop. And that's part of the reason if Casey hates it,
Yeah.
it's pop.
um,
I don't think alternative exists. Because everything's accepted now. There
It is,
is
but-
there is no alternative.
there are definitely things that you won't find.
That's fair, Serenity. I only like two of her songs, but it's weird because I only like them because they do sound like older songs more from like when Gabe and I were growing up. Like if I listen to one of those songs, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go listen to like IMX or Sneaker Pimps now because that's the mood it put me in.
Imagine Dragons.
They're pop.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I doubt that you're gonna hear it on the pop station.
Yeah, you do. You kidding me? Especially Thunder?
Okay.
Thunder's played all the damn. If they play it at sports events,
It's pop.
it's pop, and they play Imagine Dragons like at every fucking intermission.
It's true.
Like they're pop. So alternative has become pop. They
Right.
just keep it like if it's got a guitar, now it's alternative, but it's still pop.
So then, Green Day,
That's punk.
but now it's pop.
No,
Because
because
they're played
I think it keeps its title. So yeah, Imagine Dragons are alternative, but they're played on pop stations.
Alternative pop.
So that's where I'm saying alternative doesn't actually exist anymore.
Do they have Meg? Do you think they play Meg Myers on the pop stations?
Yes.
How about K-Floyd?
Kate, like, yeah. That's how I found her.
Okay.
Put it this way, I've only had pop in the car ever. Since I've moved from Minnesota. When I was in Minnesota, I had the rock station and I had the pop station. And those are basically the only two because they were just great. I haven't found any radio equivalents of those since Minnesota.
The Black Keys, you probably won't find them on.
That's true. Or even like White Stripes still?
This is really messed up because I'm looking through the playlist on our alternative station. So now, let me go through it. 21 Pilots, Foo Fighters, Fuel, Imagine Dragons, Snow Patrol, Rise Again,
Snow Patrol?
Snow Patrol,
Wow. Okay.
Green Day, Lana, Red Hot, Incubus, Megmire, White Stripes. White Stripes.
Yeah, White Stripes is, yeah.
Weezer. Like 75% of these are...
Which is weird because Weezer put out like a pop song or 3.
Yeah. But like every other one of these, every like third song is a new song. And all the other ones are songs from 20 years ago.
Yeah, that is weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, alternative doesn't exist anymore. Like, I don't think genres even really exist anymore. Like, with this new song, this would be considered rock.
Mumford & Sons.
Oh, yeah, okay. But, like, this song that I showed you, that would be considered rock.
Yeah.
So, the first in a while of, you know, like, wow, an actual rock song, what happened? It's just crazy.
I feel like even Jet has crossed over.
Has Jet even made anything?
No, they haven't.
But like Weezer, it's funny because Weezer crossed over into pop, came back, and then said they're sorry they went to pop, and then they went back to pop with that new Smells Like Summer song. But when they did Back to the Shack, they were saying, hey, sorry we did, you know, this other thing. Ugh. Hey DHT, no face cam today, no. Didn't feel like it. And I mean, I just got back from a convention too, and I am not used to making myself up that often anymore. So like, doing it for 4 or 5 days straight just kind of gets to me. And especially my skin. Like, I have this skin that doesn't really like makeup. So if I gotta wear it for like 4 or 5 days, it starts to freak out. So if I can just have, you know, maybe this stream, and then the next stream I should be able to do it again. It's just I want to give it a breather. And I'm still tired from the convention. Did you run, Bruni? She's tired.
Yeah.
Like you ran her?
So she ran up and down the hill.
Oh, you went to the hill. Nice. Well, I mean, technically I am hiding my face. What do you mean, DHD? Okay. So I might just want to make some more mushrooms. I don't know. I was going back and forth on the idea of making this, like, colorable, but also if I wanted to add in any creatures of any kind, you know, for people to color, but I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm not going to add in that bug. I don't like that bug. Bug is just kind of lame. So let's open that back up. I might rearrange these two. Wish these were a little bigger. Hey James! Yeah, happy Friday! Hope everything's good with you too, man. Thank you. I kinda wanna do a big fat plumper bird. I don't know. So I actually saw that September is like mushroom month. Because usually when a new month is starting, I'll kind of research it and see if there's anything special about it. And it did say that September is mushroom month. So I was like, well, even though my guardian for this month isn't a mushroom, I figured I could at least for my dollar patrons and up do just mushrooms. People seem to like them. What?
Mail?
No, I saw it go though, so it happened. Now I'm just wondering, do I want to put in some kind of creature or let's see. If I put in like a bird. Dumb plumpy bird. Nah. Little gnome dudes. Maybe. I don't hate that. I also thought about doing a little, village, but I was like, nah. There already is a mushroom month for drawing. I forget what it's called. Might have been March. I forget though, but yeah, I mean it, if you go to look up September on Wikipedia, it says something about it being mushroom. It's like National Mushroom Month. Like a legit National Mushroom Month. Not just like an art month, but... What the hell is this? This feels like bullshit, that's what this feels like. Are you junk mail? Because you feel like it. Oh, I can increase my loans. Really? Gabe, you have permission to open up my mail if it looks like that. They make it look like a check. It's such a bull. I guess I could do a snail. There's one thing that always is like a crowd pleaser at conventions is my snail print. People always love that snail print. It's just a big fatty snail that found his way on a mushroom. Yeah, that's kind of cute. I don't hate it. People would probably really like to color snail too. You know, and if I do this, I'm gonna probably rearrange this again. Because something I learned is like when you're making a book or anything, with characters in it, it's kind of good to have them sometimes looking not off the page, but inward towards the book or whatever is in it. So like instead of having him look off the page over here, I can move him in and then have him looking at something, maybe on another mushroom or, so that there's some at least interaction there. I'm gonna fix this because that's a little wonk. It's a little wonky chonk. Do I want any overlapping? 'Cause technically I don't have anything that's overlapping too much. Probably do a couple more. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Let's do it. We'll link them for now. There we go. And we have him. More curious? Right? I actually probably learned that way too later than I should have. But it is really good, and I think it actually makes books and stuff stronger. Because every time I would, be editing one of my books and I'd move things around to have them looking inward instead, it made it feel more complete. I know that's kind of weird, but there's definitely a feeling there of like fullness, as opposed to if they're looking off the page, you have all these questions, Something about it changes it. It also forces you sometimes to switch, like flip drawings and fix them, which you should be doing anyway, but sometimes you flip it, to do that, and you're like, oh, alright, well, gotta fix that. Let's see, should I do another one here? Good job, DHD. Oh my god, DHD. Oh, Serenity, that's so sweet. Thank you. We are all mad here, aren't we? Too true, baby. Too true. I love it. I look so tired and frazzled. How true is that? Thank you, Serenity. That made my day better. I appreciate the thought. That's so sweet. It's true though, I'm always surprised at how much cons actually take out of me. So I'm usually pretty optimistic about it. I'm like, yeah, I can do this, it'll be good, whatever, even if it sucks, right? But then like, you get back from one and you're just destroyed. Like depending on what one it is, if it's like New York or Dragon Con or even Emerald City, usually I'll just be destroyed. So you have to keep up a certain, I don't want to say a mask, but at least, an optimistic, happy persona. Even if you're not feeling it, that's the salesperson thing, And you gotta stick with that. And it can be just draining, man. So draining. That's why it's like, I gotta go back to the hotel room after every con day, because if I had to, like, go out and keep talking to people, oh my god. I would be sitting at a table just staring down, I think. I feel like this snail should be looking at some sort of fantasy creature. Sometimes I'm like, Ashley, a snail is not a fantasy creature, it's a real thing. You ever get that though? Sometimes you forget certain things in our world are actually like, I've started developing this thing too where I feel like fairies always have hair that's doing this. Like they're underwater all the time. And their hair just kind of floats. I kind of dig that. Let's put him on this other thing here. So again, this is a coloring page that'll go out to my patrons, regardless of what tier you're on. Even if you're just on the $1 tier, you'll get this. into this. I'll put another mushroom back here. I feel like people sometimes expect me to do more fairies, stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't care about fairies or dragons or any crap like that anymore. Like, I don't know why that's not my thing, but it's totally not. But once in a while, it's like, well, you know, I'm sure the people that follow me probably dig it, and plus, it's kind of the only time I get in some human anatomy. So might as well kind of bite the bullet once in a while. These are in the background. Alright. I will be right back. Okay, hi. Hey, honey. Don't worry, I'm gonna bring this back over into Clip Studio when I'm ready. I just wanted to find this anatomy a little bit more, because bringing over what I just had in the orange would not do it for me. doing something basic sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Especially if it's like a coloring book or something. Then it's almost like you have to kind of be basic. Because if you draw something somebody's not familiar with, even if you are, they can get really confused and not know what it is. So, like, I think last month I had done wheat, right? I had done some wheat in the coloring page I did. Also, I got very used to saying, like, enunciating too much on wheat this weekend. Because I had to say wheat willer. So now I say wheat. Like, really angrily almost. But yeah, wheat. I had done wheat, and it seemed like, you know, maybe people knew it was wheat. I don't know. So this month will be interesting because the wheat willer is what's going on this month. Well, you didn't bring out her bed. What she found. She's fine.
Look,
Hmm?
they're harvesting.
Try that. They're harvesting?
They're harvesting.
Who's that?
It's a little guy, my little harvest buddy.
What is he?
I don't know.
I think he's a squirrel.
Mhm.
Gabe got a Tamagotchi for his birthday. One of the new ones that's like totally cracked out. They're almost too intense.
But at the same time, it's not. Because it's, they made it so that you don't have to really, you can take a break from it if you need to. Like if you can't be super attentive on a day, you can have your parents babysit.
Oh my god, somebody bought my Hamgiri stickers and put them on a hamster's tank. I'm over the moon right now.
Close.
They even said they're his personality, which I don't even know really what that means. And I have had many a hamster, but I can't tell you how pleased I am.
Tried to propose to a robot today.
How'd that go?
Turned me down. So upset.
Is that because they turned down everybody?
I don't know if maybe it's because I wasn't like cool enough with him, or if
Did you woo him first?
yeah, I mean like he likes me
How do you know?
because you can check their profile and see how strong your relationship is with them. But I think maybe my relationship isn't strong enough,
Yeah.
which I hope is the case, and I hope it's not that I can't get married to.
You should be able to marry anybody.
Yeah.
If they don't let you marry a robot, I mean, real life lets you marry a robot. I've seen enough documentaries on it to know.
But then also, you can't marry a girl if you're a girl. And I thought that was kind of silly. Like,
They don't let you do that?
I don't know.
I thought Tamagotchis didn't even have sexes.
Well, they have to
What? Why?
in order to make babies.
No, they shouldn't even have that.
They should
You
have
can
babies.
adopt.
Huh?
You can
Well,
like
you should
make
be
it
able to
just like
adopt.
well, just make it like real life.
Yeah.
What am I hearing right now?
Right.
No, it's you doing that. Driving me crazy. What's she eating? Cardboard? How's the boogeyman? He's good. I actually moved him out to our office area so we get to see him more. I don't know how upset he is that there's more light, but I might be able to bring back the ham cam. I don't know. He is asleep though. Like he sleeps until probably 10, 11 o'clock. But he's happy. He's puffy. He's got beautiful hair. And I'm sure he knows it. I cannot do hair today. Speaking of beautiful hair, I can't. gonna start whining? Arr. The dog might start crying. She always cries before she takes a nap. Maybe we should all take a hint from Bruni and cry before we take naps. I don't know why I dig this idea of fairy hair being not only like it's underwater, but kind of being like it's jelly. I dig that. I don't know why. Here's another thing. I trust whoever colors these to actually know what my lines are trying to do. So like in this case with these fairy wings, you go really solid outside, but when they overlap, you do a lighter line in here so that it's like, hey, these are overlapping, and you just kind of hope people get it, you know. There's a lot of trust with coloring books. Actually, Gabe, do you want to bring a Mergerx with you?
Sure. Robot is a girl. Oh wait, no, it's
Oh, speaking of Mergerx, I put them up so you can get my nose coloring book. Did you Google it? Does somebody say why you can't marry the robot?
No, what sucks is that since it's so new, like there aren't a lot of like FAQs on it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are for the Japanese version, which I don't know if it's the same thing.
Okay, that's another thing.
But it is the same thing.
Like FAQs, you don't say facts?
Could.
Have you always said FAQs?
Yeah.
Oh, really, Serenity? Damn, what are your job hours again? Like, I am so confused by your schedule. I also forgot if you're at school or not. I'm an awful friend. Actually, I'm a really good friend, but I'm bad at remembering random things. I need a hair tie. Hold on. Or a hair clip, rather. Scared the crap out of me. Okay. You gotta keep Chacho out of it though, because he'll lick it. It's really fucking weird. Okay. So I'm pretty okay with this fairy, except she's not chonky enough for me. So I'm gonna actually copy it and then make some changes. Like, my fairies are usually a lot more chonk. So. That might be too chonk. Also, maybe it'd be cute to have her feet sticking out. Or is that too weird? That might be too weird. It's cute, but it's weird. 7 to 10. I forgot what you do, too. Gabe, do you remember what Serenity does?
I thought it was something to do with
A library?
a store.
You work at a library, maybe? Why am I forgetting this? I am awful.
I want to say it was cleaning up after the stores closed. Maybe no.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I don't even remember. Alright, let's take this back over to Clip Studio. And I'm actually going to reverse, I think, all these colors. So actually the ones that are done... Or no. Let's keep it like this. But I think I am gonna get rid of these. Yeah. Oh no. Why do you keep the red thing in the car?
In case we need it.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's change her. Easy way to do this if you're gonna re-ink something, just do that. And that way it's easy to re-ink. Oh my lord! What's wrong? Do you need a hug?
You know what it is.
No, she should not be hungry right now.
Yeah, but it's, you know how they know.
Bruni, do you not remember the Pumpy I gave you? I gave you Pumpy. You got Pumpkin. She just had this look like, oh yeah. Do you want to go backyard? Yeah, maybe let her out in the backyard.
Come on.
Chancho, you want to go backyard too?
Backyard.
Oh, you look excited. Go backyard.
Come on.
You want to go
Bruni,
to
let's go.
backyard?
Backyard. Come on.
Oh, you little man. I still haven't gotten used to Chancho's eyes. That's okay, Matt. Don't worry about it.
Go. Backyard. Go. Backyard. Go. Backyard. Bruni.
I don't know. Bring out Chancho.
No one knows.
Why? It's so nice out. You guys, go out. Your dogs. For goodness sake.
Go. Backyard.
Alright, I'm gonna bring this over
Hey.
to clip.
Hey. Bruni.
I don't know. Maybe she just don't want to go out. Goodness. Woof. Snail. True, DHT. True. Alright. Let's see. Actually. What's wrong, Momos? What's wrong? I just gave you a snack at 2. You shouldn't be hungry. You gotta wait till 7. I don't want you to get too fat. You're already eating God knows how many calories. Way more than you're supposed to, that's for sure. Did I just woof at my dog? I don't know, did I? Oh, I might have. If it was Chancho and he went woof, then I probably boofed back. I have this thing where I don't think dogs say woof. I think they say boofed. Like B-U-F-T, boofed. I feel like they just don't enunciate a W. Boofed. They seem to respond to it too. If I boofed at them, they usually boofed. Oh, cute, Serenity. How do you do that? Like, just whistle? Or is there like a specific chirp noise you can make? Bruni's just being very demanding right now. Don't act like you're in pain. I know you're not. You're being a diva. You crying? You crying for everyone to hear? Huh? Well, she hates it when I mock her to her face, too. Bruni. Ow. Ow. What? Ow. But it's like, if I just fed her, like if I just fed her, she should not be this hungry. I want this to be bigger. She does kind of make nightmare noises. That's true, Serenity. Very true. She is a teenager. You know you're gonna be a year old in October? Or was it November? It was October. It's October 26th. Right? I don't get excited for people's birthdays, but I'll get excited for my dogs. I'm that guy. She ugly cries is the best way to describe it. Can you guys hear this?
Brewster. Brewfeld. Hey, what's the problem is?
¿Qué es tu problema, perro?
What is your problem? What the problem is? Why you crying?
Oh my god.
Hey,
Rudy,
little girl, why you crying?
you're making noises like we never feed you. And then she makes this noise and gives up and collapses. But she's not done. Oh no. I think this snail has a crush on this fairy. His interest is a bit too peculiar, so to speak. Do you think that happens?
Yeah?
Do you think a fairy, like, can marry a snail? You think they can get it?
I don't think they can get it, but...
I don't know, they're fae. Why wouldn't they? Like, I would think all fairies can get anything in, like, you know, the animal world, but maybe not all animals can get each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, they could, like, do it.
You don't know that. Maybe there's, like, some, like, magical way they'd go, but I don't know. Man, we're talking about fairies here. What's your basis?
Maybe they don't even do it.
Maybe
They're
they
too
do.
Pure, they don't even do it.
Oh no, are you kidding me? Do you know anything about fairies? Fairies are far from pure, my friend. Fairies are asshats. I think I liked it before. Oh no, Serenity. That sounds graphic. Would I like this movie? Bruni, do you want me to give you a phone so you can call someone that cares?
Oh.
Ooh. Want some aloe for that burn? Huh? Huh? Oochie? Oochie? Strange magic. Is it animated? Is that newer? I feel like...
2015. If you Google it, you'll know it.
Wait, was it 3D?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I do remember that. Did it have like 2 big names in it and that's it? Like, who's in that?
Evan Rachel Wood.
Okay, that's one.
Kristen Chenoweth.
I don't know who that is. Do you even know about fairies? I mean, he lives with me. You know, he knows all this kind of crap about fae shit. You should know this. You should know this!
I know that they're evil.
It can be. Like, basically mermaids are fairies of the sea, you know?
But, I mean, like, with sex, though, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, if they're deviant just by nature, you can just imagine. I don't know, they have to have some kind of procreation of some kind. Whether it be, like, a tree being, like, that sneezed, or, like, you know, getting it on with a bug. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of... I know this is probably weird, but I kind of dig the idea of, like, if a fairy wanted to have a kid that had light properties, like, they could do it with a firefly. And, you know, I don't know. Or lightning bug, if you're from that region. I think that'd be cool. I mean, you can still go about it tastefully, you know? Just because you mentioned that they get it doesn't mean, you know, it can't be done tastefully. Bruni, are you hungry? Are you hungry? She hasn't learned hungry. Do you want noms? No? No answer. Did she go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Oh, Bruni disagrees with everybody. This is a part I always get kind of stuck on. Like, if I think of him having, like, you know, polka dots or whatever on his skin, should I actually put that in, or should I leave it so that whoever's, you know, doing it can put those in if they want to? I always err on the side of let them do it, just in case. Like, maybe they want him to be striped, so that he's got stripes. Because I feel like any... Oh, these are way too many lines. I feel like anything I do to it that's like extra detail, like what I'm doing here, that's why I'm erasing it. I must have been talking, because if I'm talking and I'm detailing, I just go. But with a coloring book, usually you want to give people like more options than less. So if you're used to doing detail of every kind, usually you gotta pull back. Pull up. Hi, Kristen. How you doing? My dog's having a meltdown. Try to ignore her. You gotta wait. If we feed you again, you're gonna get too fat. It's like, because I gave her a snack, she still thinks dinner's at the same time. It's like, no. You cried like this at 2, so I gave you something. So you gotta wait now till like 7, because 5:30 dinner's not happening right now. Sometimes she gets even more mad and she'll come up and she'll start like rubbing on her hands to try to get us to stop working. She's kind of like a cat. A really mad cat.
Mad cats? Controllers?
You know what I thought about today? I was thinking about, like, what kind of art I do, right? And how sometimes I think it's like, you know, it's thought of as like baby art and stuff. But then I was thinking, well, what do people usually think about if I'm drawing nothing but cute stuff? And they're probably like, oh, she probably likes cute stuff. But then if I think about it, I'm always angry. So the fact that I'm drawing cute stuff is probably keeping me from going fucking crazy. It's like the whole Bruce Banner thing. It's like, you know, I'm always angry. So this cute stuff is actually like keeping me cool. You know? It's mainly just Bruni, honestly, Serenity. Like, Butters is kind of on her own thing. Chancho, the only thing he's demanding at is belly rubs, but that's only if you're already petting him. But I really think it's because they're older. Like, Chancho's like 3 years old, and Butters is 7, and Bruni is barely 1. So you're the baby. And you're acting like it too. Do you got itchies? Do you got itchies? You need scratches? You know what would help? If you took her outside and give her a brushing. Like, get really rough with it.
Yep.
That'll help. Yeah, go outside, get a brushing, Bruni. Go outside. Go outside. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell, though, if Bruni is hungry or if she has, like, she's itchy. Because bulldogs kind of get allergies like we do, right? So we usually give her some allergy pill stuff, you know, once every day. But sometimes she still gets itchy, depending on, you know, what's bad, if it's pollen, ragweed, what. So she might just be itchy. So then we'll, you know, typically give her an allergy pill and then give her some scratchies. Yeah, get rough with it. Well, she loves it. All the dogs love to be roughed up. Alright. Let's see. I don't want to do this. Chancho, do you want to go backyard? So if I can finish this tonight, those of you who are patrons should have this tomorrow. I still gotta make you a desktop wallpaper, or a device wallpaper, sorry. But Kristen, do your girls color these? Super curious. Hi, Eliza. Oh, they love the stickers? Oh, good. I'm so glad. Do they have favorite ones? How long am I streaming for today? I don't know. At least to finish this, so at least till 7, so another hour and a half probably at the like least amount, but I mean depending on how cool Gabe is with watching my, you know, the dogs. I also have to help Gabe set up for a mini con tomorrow, so gotta do his stickers. Do you have everything packed for that? The one eating the leaf? Oh. One with the ladybug? Oh. I think it's so cool they had favorites. That makes me so happy. Okay, Eliza. Hi, Kev. It's funny because I've been doing ears like this on characters since I was in high school. I remember I did this thing where I used to draw these like grunge punk characters, but they were all elves. Like I was giving them these ears, and so people are like, "Oh, you're drawing like elf, like I don't even know what they call them, but they were like wearing jeans and they were baggy jeans. It's like Jenkos and shit. I don't know, but they're elves, and I don't know why I did that, but now it makes total sense. You gonna keep doing this? I'm so confused why she's so hungry. You don't have a tapeworm, do you? God forbid you got a tapeworm, girl. Do you think they'll ever reboot Mr. Mom? I could see that being on the docket.
Yeah.
Like, coming up soon or something. Starring The Rock or some crap. Mushy! What? Gabe, I guess if you want to feed him, you can. It's up to you. I feel like she should wait, though. Do you remember when I fed you? Remember? You ate it too. Do you remember? Did she have an allergy pill today?
Yep.
How you been, Kev? You been good? Don't be fooled by her cuteness. She's fine. She says she's hungry, but I literally, like, a couple hours ago just gave her a ton of food. It's all good for you? That's good. Glad to hear it, man. I mean, Mr. Mom is really not 10 years ago, though. Mr. Mom was like 80s.
30s.
What?
30s.
Yeah, it's closer to 30 years ago now. And I'm surprised they haven't redone that yet. They just did Overboard, which made me feel like, okay, they're gonna start diving into my favorites now. But they haven't yet.
36 years.
It was 36 years ago.
Came out in like 83.
Went from 1 to 3 dogs very quickly. Yeah, so there's a reason for that. We started to split up conventions so that somebody could be at home with Bruni, because we don't like the idea of leaving him with someone, especially the bulldog. Pick him up! Just pick him up. He stops barking if you pick him up. It's okay, Chancho. Don't be scared. Gabe, he's just gonna bark from over here. Come pick him up. So once we figured out that someone's always gonna be home, I felt really selfish, and I was like, if we're just staying home for this one dog, we have enough time and money where we could rescue 2 more dogs and still be pretty comfortable and, you know, do some good at the same time. So once I brought it up to Gabe, he was like, oh, Yeah, that makes total sense. Why don't we do that? Because otherwise we're just spoiling this one dog. Not only that, but Bernie seemed a little bit, I don't want to say lonely, but she obviously wanted someone to kind of play with that wasn't us. So after I brought that up, we started looking for dogs, and we found, we were like, well, Gabe always kind of wanted Poms. I thought that was funny too. He wanted like a little bear type dog. I was like, cool, I'm for whatever. I always like senior dogs, so if I could get a senior dog that like wasn't too expensive to upkeep, because we're still freelance, so that can be scary sometimes. But I was like, well, it'd be cool if we could find one. So the top two that we wanted, we tried for, and we almost didn't get Butters, because the first lady I dealt with was ridiculous. She was a horrible person, like a horrible person. So I actually contacted the rescue again via Facebook and asked, hey, is there somebody else I can deal with? Because this person sucks, basically. I said she was bad at correspondence and was just hostile. So then the next lady I dealt with, much better. And so then, we got to go meet her and all that stuff. We fell in love with Butters, and she was just so cute. She's missing most of her teeth, probably 90% of them. She was in a hoarding situation. She had a bunch of tumors. Luckily, the rescue kind of cleaned all that up. But the adoption process for both of those was surprisingly long. And I'm guessing this is why people do the whole, pets thing on Craigslist. You're not supposed to, because it's really not good for the pets. Because that's kind of the whole way that Butters got into a hoarding situation. Apparently the lady who had her was also mentally unstable, which, you'll get people like that who go on to Craigslist looking for a pet, and, they get them, and then they get, 20 more, that sort of situation. So that's why if you're going to surrender an animal, bring it to an actual rescue or a vet or something, an animal shelter. Because otherwise you do it on Craigslist, you're most likely getting someone who either wants to murder animals or just go around the system and not be background checked. Because for us, they actually needed to come to our house, make sure, we had said we had a fenced-in yard, so they wanted to make sure we had a fenced-in yard, make sure it's a safe place, make sure we're not hoarding. So I really appreciate that they do all that, because it is the best option for the animals. So yeah, don't do the Craigslist way, because most likely your pet will not end up in a good situation. Even if people seem okay, sometimes they're not. Obviously, we've seen enough news to know that, crazies walk among us. Anyway, and Chancho, his owners, I actually really respect them, because they realized they didn't have enough time for him. He was in a crate for 10 hours a day. And crate training isn't bad. It can actually be really good. However, if they're in there for that long a day, it absolutely is not okay. So they realized that, and they surrendered him so that he could actually be with people that, could take care of him and love him and stuff. So that ended up being us. It's really easy to get dogs when you say, I'm home all the time. And I have the perfect yard and all this. So that was good. Maybe she's hungry for my attention. Always. Bulldogs are very needy. It's really cute. You have to know, though, that they are going to shadow you, and they're going to want everything you eat, and you gotta wash their faces all the time. But I like it. It's my equivalent to having a baby, honestly. She's my second bulldog, so I knew what I was getting into, but If you don't know how high maintenance bulldogs are, do not get a bulldog. You need to know it's like having a infant for like 10 years, basically. But in my eyes, they're worth it. How was Dragon Con? Dragon Con was great. Every year, Dragon Con is amazing. It's a really good show, especially for me. I've got a lot of returning customers at this moment, you know. It's cool because I finally kind of gotten to that point with that con, and it feels good. I've got some normals, some regulars, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's a great con. I did probably, what would you say? I won't give numbers, I guess, but I did a good amount better this year than last year. What's wrong? You chasing her with the tongs?
Here.
Yeah, it's a good one. It is like the biggest party con though, so like you gotta get used to the fact that people are drinking at the con, and you might get a couple drunkies coming up to your booth, whatever. I've gotten used to it, and now I'm not in the party hotels, which was great. Gabe got me a hotel that's basically down the street but isn't considered one of the main party hotels, which I love. So it's still close, but it's not as crazy. Because those hotels get crazy. In the past, like last year when Gabe and I were there, I think we were on the 6th floor. The elevator takes about an hour to like actually get to you, to be able for you to take it up. Like the lobby's insane. The lobby is like a dance club basically. There's a DJ, and you gotta prove, you know, you've got a Dragon Con badge and all that. It's crazy. But like it goes on, you know, like all night. So I mean, I always wear earplugs at conventions just anyway now, like when I sleep. But that one, it was like necessary even if you don't. It can be loud. So I was happy to have like a quieter hotel. And I actually was able to get food on time too. That's another thing. Because it's like they broke a record this year for attendance. So that also means that like, you know, anywhere you go to eat or order food, it's going to be 3 times as long as normal. So a lot of my food I had to like order maybe an hour ahead of time, hour or 2 hours. And then by the time I got back to my hotel, it would be on the way. So it's interesting, for sure. I'll probably go back next year, just because it is like a bread and butter type con. Like that's where I get a lot of my a lot of business from that one. Hey Alice, I'm feeling good. Surprisingly, I didn't get con crud. So I figured out that if I take those like airborne things, I have the generic brand. I take one in the morning when I have breakfast, and then I take one when I get home from the convention when I have dinner, and you know, take it with food so it, you know, all the vitamins get, you know, absorbed. And yeah, I didn't get sick, so I did it right. And also, if you're going to a convention and you know you're going, try to start taking vitamin C like days ahead of time, so your body can start building it up. It'll help. It'll really help. But like I always get kind of not even freaked out about the con. I also use hand sanitizer like a motherfucker. Like after everybody's hand, like handshake I do the hand sanitizer once they walk away, because I don't want to do it while they're there. It feels rude, you know. It's like, ew, your hand. But once they walk away, I do it. And I think that in conjunction with the airborne really, really helped. Oh, I just did the same blade of grass twice. But yeah, I actually fear airports more in terms of germs. because mainly like the bins that you put your stuff in, those like never get cleaned, like ever. It's gross. I mean, when do they? Because it's like the minute that someone takes out their stuff, you know, they get put back in that conveyor thingy, and then they're just there again for the next person. How you doing though, Alice? You been good? Basically, yeah. So right now I'm working on, you know, the Patreon stuff. So this is the other half of it. So I scanned in those mushrooms, I inked them, and then I added stuff around it. So these are those mushrooms you saw. So then I penciled in what else I wanted in here, and now we're inking that part. So then I'll kind of merge them together in a little bit. Oh, that's great, Alice. That's exactly what you wanted, isn't it? I remember you talking about it. That's fantastic. Ooh, 40-minute commute. Well, if eventually you like it, you could always move closer. But that sounds too good to be true. So yeah, I mean, 40 minutes, that's not too bad. I think once your commute gets over an hour, it's probably like, you know, well, maybe I should think about moving closer. But yeah, that seems more than worth it. Did you give them less rice than last time? Gabe?
Say again?
Did you give them less rice like I told you to?
No. I mean, not everything was loaded up like I usually do, but it was definitely wasn't as much as normal.
Audiobooks, there you go. Oh, that sounds great, Alice. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you found something. I hope you're not as stressed anymore either. Free time, that's great. Good for you. Man. Oh god. I'll come back there. Sometimes if a line is giving me trouble, I'll go somewhere else and then come back. Might actually be my Cintiq too. My Cintiq has some issues. It's from like 2008, so it's very much over 10 years old. And it's got a few dents in the screen, so sometimes I'll be going and it'll be like, ow! So knowing where that is part of my problem. Sometimes I get in this fever dream of drawing and I forget, but... Not the only time, no. I mean, if I have to make a new print, or if I'm gonna make a new print, I gotta do some digital there too. But it is at least a nice break of how much digital I used to do. So I'm happy about that. Let's do... Alright, I'm gonna marry these in a minute. So you can see what the full thing looks like. Yeah, this goes out to all my patrons, whether they're at $1 or $100, whatever, you know, tier you're on, it doesn't matter. You will get it. Damn it. Alright, Matt. Have a good night, alright? You have a great weekend too, homie. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Eliza. So are you at work now? How's that work? Are you going to work? Been at work? It's funny, I put on a different playlist, but it's still playing all my other playlist songs that I normally play. Rooney, you're so spoiled. You got exactly what you wanted. That work now? Cool. I'll actually take these back out. Maybe put them back in depending on how the overall piece looks. Yeah, Alice, since I have so many people to keep track of, if you could just comment on that post, Magnet, please, that would really help me. Honestly, Eliza, I just try to, like, for the stuff in the foreground, I do thick lines, and for the stuff in the background, I do thin. And I kind of just trust myself to know how thick I usually do thick. I know that's probably pretty bad, but I don't actually look at numbers. Because honestly, the numbers are going to change depending on how big your piece is or how large the DPI is. It's going to change. So, like 10 point, let's say, for your brush size here, on a 6x6 piece versus a 24x24 piece is going to look different. So I just try to look at it, you know, and maybe, especially with this line here, kind of compare it to that line, since that's on all of them, and kind of go from there. Okay, so that's the roofs. Let's save it as a PSD now. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I kind of just wing it, in all honesty. So like I said, it'd be too hard for me to actually, like, I could maybe see myself earlier in my career being really specific about that and worrying, oh, you know, I gotta actually figure out the math behind this, and does this actually, you know, is this the right number of this, and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I could do that, but I've gotten to the point where I'm just kind of cool about it. Kind of whatever. Okay, so get rid of that. She can go away. I can go away. Where's this other one? Is that up there? I guess so. Okay. So now I gotta kind of match it up now. So she's about in the right spot. All the auxiliary stuff I can kind of move around. Honestly, anything I can move around, so I'm cool about that. That feels good. He looks good too. Okay. So, now we go back through. This part can be kind of daunting if you don't have the right stuff for it, but usually if I've got stuff like this, I'll turn on a color overlay so I can see the differences. So like this mushroom I want to go away, but don't delete it, just have a mask and mask it out. So that's that layer, so take it, add a mask. So if I ever, like let's say wanted to get rid of the snail, I'd be able to do that, but bring back the mushroom if I wanted to. Let's do that. So this first pass is just getting rid of the black things. Then the next pass I'll do the opposite. Oh, that's on a different layer. That's what I thought. Cut that a little tight. There we go. Okay. That's orange. Black, black, black. Okay, now I can go the orange stuff, which is this stuff. Add a mask there. So like in this case, anything orange that needs to go behind the black stuff. Do that. And since I know this will be black when it's done, I can just kind of have it overlap a little bit like that. I'm cool with that. As long as it's hidden from the white spots, then you're good. Because it's just going to turn back to being black, so if it's over black, that's okay. And honestly, I don't know why I'm using a mouse right now. Yeah. Masks are great, dude. Like, for real. They will save you so much pain. Like, sometimes if there's too much to mask, I might just make another duplicate layer of my black layer and see what's up, but I don't know. Masks are usually the easiest way to go about it. Now Bruni is fast asleep in a food coma. Would you give her pumpkin or, you know? Huh? Oh, you should have gave her more pumpkin. Remember? Okay. So, that seems good. That's good. Okay. I can turn it back to black. And then there's some blank areas where I'll have to kind of mix it in. Hey, Cactus! Oh, thank you, Eliza. I'm glad. You can do masks in traditional. No, that exists. There's a thing called masking fluid. Usually it's used for paints, primarily watercolor and gouache. But if you put it down, you wait till it dries and then you can just paint right over it. And then when you're done painting, you can peel it back up. And then whatever's underneath it has stayed whatever color was beneath it before. So it's a good way to do like like buildings and such if you don't have a very steady hand and you want really crisp outlines and things. You can do that. But yeah, just look up masking fluid. It'll kind of explain itself. Looking up videos about it is pretty cool. It looks pretty magical if you do it right. But it's one of those things kind of like gold leafing, where I feel like it's definitely like you gotta do it a few times, you know? Like, Gabe, have you ever really successfully done it?
I mean, you sort of gotta think in advance, I guess.
You really do. Like, you have to think in layers of paint and such. Like, you know, what's gonna happen to something.
He wants to break down some of the cardboard.
Let Chancho be free. Free, Chancho, free. Yeah, if you don't get the right kind of masking fluid, or if you're not careful enough, you can rip stuff. It's true. Hey, Faith. Oh, thank you, Cactus. Yeah, I'm starting to just dig into my cute stuff. I've spent too long trying to lament about the fact that, you know, oh, it's not like Spectrum. It's like, well, I'm not like Spectrum, so there. I like doing cute stuff. Like, even if I can do other things, it's like, yeah, you know, you could do humans, but does that make you happy? It's like, no. Well, then don't do it. Like, you know, if you want to just draw a certain animal all the time, just do that. You'll be the armadillo guy, who knows? Yeah, this needs to be a bit thicker. Damn you, Photoshop, you are not as smooth as Clip Studio by any means. Hey, look at this wonk. Look at that! Oh, I always hate it if I have to do anything in Photoshop that I did in Clip Studio. Blech. I just want to make her a little bit thicker, so she matches the snail a bit more. There we go. How come no face cam? Because a few reasons. A, I'm tired. B, I didn't want to put on a ton of makeup again, because I just got back from Dragon Con, which is like 5 days of just makeup, and my skin can't take it. I've also got a few zits that are open that I don't want to put makeup on, because then they get infected and blah blah blah. So I felt for my health's sake, you know, no face cam today. So legitimate reasons. Not like, I'm ugly, I don't want you to see me. I don't do anything like that. It's legitimately because I put on makeup for so long that I really want to keep giving my skin a break. So I usually don't wear much to any makeup on a daily basis, like typically no makeup. So when I have to kind of get dolled up for conventions, it can really wreak havoc on my face. Oh, thank you, Cactus.
It always sucks when I see people like working at stores and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and they have like a ton of makeup on, and you're like, oh, and you can see that they have this like really like painful acne like everywhere.
Oh yeah,
And it's
like
wow, like,
I hate that. I feel so bad. It's like it's not worth it, honey. You know? Like if you can not wear that much, cause yeah, like makeup will hurt. If you got acne, dude, makeup is like one of the worst things you can do. Even if it's hormonal acne, it can still be really bad. So this is for my patrons. For those that don't know, if you just sign up at like the $1 tier or above it, like either $1 or $100, it's for anybody who pledges anything. So you get this coloring page that's part of a calendar that I do every month, and you also get a device wallpaper of one of my prints typically. So I figured I'd do this on stream because why not? You guys probably get some out of it, right? Some. And it's funny because you can usually steal from yourself to save time a lot of the time. So like right now, instead of drawing more grass, because grass can make me go crazy after a while, you can just kind of repurpose it. And if your stuff's kind of graphical looking, it almost looks better because you've got that kind of consistency. So it looks, like I said, more graphical, makes you look more consistent. So depending on the style you're going for, doing this is actually a really smart idea. It's also saving you time, which is always a smart idea, but you're not sacrificing quality, and in some cases you're actually like cementing more of your consistency. So it's not cheap to reuse it. What? What? Oh my god.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, you're fucking Tamagotchi. What's happening?
I got a VR thing.
Oh,
and they're
what?
like playing with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like not loading.
That's so
Oh
meta.
wait, he just showed up.
This is so weird. Oh my god.
Oh, that's so good.
Did you marry the robot then?
I'm trying to like love on him,
Oh my god.
but he keeps saying no. I
Keep
wanna be
working
half
him.
robot.
Work him down, man. Work him down. So Gabe got a Tamagotchi for his birthday. His birthday was on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If y'all look at my story for today, I posted a story of me getting my heart broken
Oh, did you really put that up there?
by the robot.
Oh, Gabe. I'm sorry. Gabe got his heart broken by a robot. Too real. Too real. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to actually... I don't know how much grass to actually put in. That's another problem. Like, you know, do people want to draw their own grass? Do they want all this grass that I'm doing? Like, what do you want?
Here's my family I was talking about. See the dad? Grandpa?
Why'd you
Like a
call it
sultan?
Butchie?
I don't know, man. It's cool.
No! You name your the Butt family? Like,
Butchie family.
I don't get it.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna judge you and your family. So apparently you can get married in the new Tamagotchis. And if you have friends, you can marry your friends, but you can also marry random things in the Tamagotchi world. Gabe keeps trying to pine after this robot he wants real bad.
I want to be a robot person.
You can have babies. You can have your family, like, watch your kids. I don't know. This is all different levels.
Once you're a new generation, like let's say I had to go to work today.
Yes.
You know, like if I'm like a normal person and I gotta go to work and I can't play with a Tamagotchi, then I can take my Tamagotchi to the parents' house and they watch my Tamagotchi.
You can drop your kids off
Yeah.
with mom and dad.
And you can leave them there all day until nighttime and then you drop them off.
So let this be a lesson to any of you. If you don't want kids, get a Tamagotchi. And I mean, then your fake parents can watch your fake kids. It's great. Yeah, there's VR. So he brought it over and his Tamagotchi was playing VR and it showed you what they were watching, so it was super meta. Like, inside the Tamagotchi's VR thing was like this robot destroying a city, and then it pulled out of it, and she was like, oh my god, this is wow. And then suddenly the robot shows up in her world. It's like 5 levels of messed.
So the that interaction
Yeah.
was special to the robot because the VR glasses are his favorite accessory,
Oh.
or his favorite item. So like
Like his favorite toy? So you're trying to impress him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so there's a girl in this town also that keeps popping up. So it's like the robot or this girl. And if I bring the VR thing and the girl shows up, she doesn't like it.
Oh.
And it's a completely different.
What does she like? Does she like to go to like restaurants?
I have no idea what her thing is. Because you can buy different items.
Yeah.
So I've got like a scooter.
Yo.
I got a drum set. No, I got a scooter, like a ball.
Don't touch my drum set.
I got an art canvas, so it's like like I can draw and stuff. But there's specific like Pokemon that are like, oh yeah, I'm totally into this.
Oh yeah. How did I animate the avatar? Just in Photoshop. Honestly, if I'm doing something that I'm not too like serious about and I'm just kind of animating for fun, I'll just do it in Photoshop. It's easier and quicker and whatever, but if I wanted to add sound or anything, I definitely need to bring it to another program. When I'm legit animating for like freelance jobs and stuff, I use Adobe After Effects. I know it really, really, really well, and so that's kind of my go-to. The only problem is it's like $20 a month, so I either save up all the legit animations I want to do and then just pay for a month and do them all during that month, or if the company I'm working for needs me to do it, I tell them, hey, I'm going to need this program, you guys got to, reimburse me $20 every month for it. So that's usually really nice because then I can get in some personal work too while still, doing their stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Liza, do a calendar. Why not? Yeah, it does almost sound like Sims now. Honestly, if Tamagotchi went to the computer, I'd be cool with that.
I'm sure they have.
I don't know.
There's also an app that you can download on your phone where you can take your Tamagotchi to that town.
Yeah.
And they can play games and meet other people.
Oh, cute. So, Cactus, like, I feel the same way. Like, all they did was do that back in our day, but I almost liked it when it was just simple. Like, it felt like having a fish pet or something. But, like, now they're super interactive and almost too much. Like, I appreciate the simplicity of the previous Tamagotchi. Maybe that's just me, but that's how I roll.
This one is about as crazy as I would want it to get.
Yeah.
It's not like Monster Hunter level.
Oh, God.
But it's enough to where it like...
Oh, I can't stand these lines. Oh my god, Photoshop. Be more like Clip Studio, for God's sake. Do you hear that dog? It's the dog's problem. Oh, that's good, Faith. I'm happy for you. It's nice to get stuff back, yeah? Yeah, she's still not thick enough. I need her more thick. I'm gonna just bring this whole thing back over. Because really, I just want it to be more thick here. And then I can put in more grass. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet. Come on, save. I don't know about the Tamagotchi app. I have no idea. I'm just saying if it were on the computer, I'd play it. You can do animation in Clip Studio Pro too, but I usually use Photoshop for just stupid little animations. Like, if it's short enough, yeah. Okay, let's just save this as a JPEG. I'll probably throw this away later. This is just for a moment. Come back over here. Open it up in here. Alright. So oh, so smooth. That doesn't look like black. You guys. There we go. Gabe, I gotta be honest, pizza sounds pretty good. I know it's Friday, but God, you're awful. Gabe's such an enabler, man. Oh, you want Dairy Queen? Cool, go get it. Oh, you want pizza? Awesome, it's Tuesday. Why not? Tuesday's the best day for pizza. Like,
It's Tuesday.
oh my God.
Pizza Monday.
Pizza every day of the week?
Pizza for breakfast time.
Pizza's on a bagel. Eat pizza anytime. Oh, so much smoother. Ugh. Get with it, Photoshop. More like photo slop. Yeah, she is snoring, you can hear. Yeah, Gabe just fed her, so she's like in food coma mode. You guys heard her crying, and then Gabe fed her, and now the baby is napping. I swear to God, this dog is a baby. I'm only gonna do the legs that are closest here and the arm that's closest, actually. Okay, and then I did want to make this mushroom she's sitting on a little bit bigger. So like I said, for those of you who are patrons of any kind on my Patreon, you'll be getting these probably tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow. I should be done. And then, let's see. At the bottom of the screen there, that little guy, he's this month's Mythical Monthly Guardian. So let me show you the other ones of him real quick. I couldn't stop doodling him behind the booth at Dragon Con. Like, I was obsessed with him. Let me show you. Oh, bye, Cactus! Oh, I could see that, Eliza. I feel you, though. I totally feel you. Okay, so this is the Wheat Willer. He's a precious bab. The little guy on the pumpkin, though, that's next month. That's the Squash Spirit. But I love this shot here. He's a little paunchy dude. He helps wheat grow, or he wills it to grow. That's why he's a Wheat Willer. He's snoozing. I figured he runs vertical up like wheat stalks. There's more here. They're just little plumper babies.
Yeah.
Like this one, he's got a little butt crack. Gabe, actually, you gotta come look at this one. You'd like this one. Gabe has a thing for butts.
I got married to the robot.
Like, he's just sitting on this rock.
Yeah.
He's got his little
That's
rope.
good.
It's cute.
He needs a little fart.
Oh, damn it. No, he already had a little fart, remember? Did you see the one
sorry.
where he was farting?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's farting in this one. This one he fell into a puddle and just farted. But this is the one that kind of sold me on him. Once I figured out how to do his actual design, these were the kind of beginning ones I was playing with shapes. This was where I figured, oh, I can start making him look a little bit more like wheat. And then I decided not to do it across his face, but to do it across his side. And then this one I actually figured out it would be really cool to attach it like it's his pants. So basically, he's like if you pulled sweatpants up over your head, and if you were the size of a blimp. So, and I like this idea that he goes to the top of wheat stalks and like, you know, anyway. So, this is this month. So if you want to know about his story and all that, you can find that on my Patreon. But yeah, the little squash guy, he's next month. So if you're into pumpkins and junk. You love him? I love him too! That's why I couldn't stop drawing him. I was like, oh man, I have actual like drawing work I need to do, but I was behind the booth and I was just drawing in my sketchbook of him, and I was like, ugh, I can't stop drawing this baggy goodness. Like, he's so chonky, and like I even can hear him in my head, like how he would sound. Like, you know that dried wheat sound that's kind of crinkly, but it's not like plastic, it's just like crinkly bag sound. That's what he sounds like in my head. Like, oh my god, it's so cute. Alright. Got her done. And like I said earlier, for those that weren't here, this is kind of how I want to do my fairies. I see their hair is almost like liquid fire. So it's kind of gooey, so that, you know, they've got some goo there, but it's always like moving and super dynamic. I don't know. I thought that would be cool. Alright, and then some grass here. Let's put some grass over here. Oh, so now that there's a few more of you in here, for those of you who are my curious collectors, I actually added on my site, if you ended up for whatever reason missing a guardian, like if you had to stop your pledges for whatever reason and you missed one, I actually made it so you or anybody, like if somebody just wanted this Wheat Willer guy this month, they could just buy him. But it is more expensive than just being a patron. So, another one, top of the wheat. I'll jump over in the wheat. Join. Oh, oh, Alice. Oh, you got me melting with that description. That's too sweet. I love it. So this weekend when I was at Dragon Con, I had to figure out kind of how to pitch my Patreon, because I made these little slips to try to, you know, spread the word about it, and I always feel kind of cheesy doing that, you know, just being an actual salesperson sometimes, but it's kind of part of the gig. So I made little flyers for it that I slipped into people's purchases and things, but I also had to figure out how to pitch it. So the best I could kind of come up with for this Curious Collector tier was to say it was a mix of if Ghibli had Pokemon. And after I started telling people that, they seemed to, like, it seemed to click immediately. Like, they're like, oh my god, oh yeah, like Studio Ghibli and Pokemon, oh my god, I totally get it. So that was probably a really good comparison, because after I did that, they seemed to just get it. So I'm happy about that. And I think it is kind of accurate, like that little Wheat Willer guy. After I drew him, I was like, oh my god, these feet, you know, this is super Ghibli-esque, but it's mine. And so that felt cool. So it gives you that feel without being, you know, fan arty and all that stuff. So it's cool. Alright, I think this is ready. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Let's save it as Photoshop doc. And then I can bring it back in, put it back in there. I think I'm done with this one. Yeah. Okay. So then we're here. Let's go get it. Arr. Okay. Oh man, that put it right where I wanted it. Hell yeah. So if you guys ever have that where you've got one document that's newer and it's got something in it but it's the exact same dimensions and everything as the other one, you drag your layer over into the new one, but also push Shift and Control, and it'll put it in the exact spot you want it, so you don't even have to try to line it up. See? So that's all we did in Clip Studio, was all that stuff that's kind of flickering. So that made it more better, more fuller, better fuller. I just want to put one of these over there. I swear to God, I picked a different playlist and it's still playing my other stuff. That's so funny. Okay, let's bring this guy over here and turn it. Good! I'm glad. I'm full of those kind of hacks. I know a lot of stuff. When I was at the game studio, you have to know a lot of, I wouldn't even say hacks, but a lot of workarounds and things to do really quickly. Because, you know, your time is super precious, so you have to know how to do things quick. Especially if, like, a programmer needs something right away. It's super important you know what you're doing. I know that sounds kind of like a duh, but really, knowing, you know, hotkeys is a good thing. Okay. Image. However, it looks like some things in here are gray and not black, so I'm actually gonna merge the group and do this. It should be, you know what, or I can just do this. Easier. Yeah. Oh, I was right. Okay. Weird. It must have been on a slightly lesser opacity at some point. Okay. These are a little thick, so I'm going to attempt to skim them down, even though I am in Photoshop now. Does it have Butters that's whining in her sleep? Oh, it is. Of course. Oh, they didn't understand, Eliza? Oh no. I'm basically self-taught too, Serenity. Like, you gotta just kind of find things, like, while you're working on something, just be aware that there might be a better way to do it, and then if you think about that, then you can Google it. So, like, when I was doing multiples of stuff, I was like, there's gotta be a way to do this and to be able to change one and have it change all of them. And through questioning that, I learned what smart objects were. And that smart objects saved my life, basically. Similar to masks, I feel like smart objects are extremely important. I wouldn't be able to do any of my business stuff without them. They're so fantastically important.
Welcome to Billionaire's Casino.
Aw, Faith, thank you. They're peaceful when I'm not riled up and I'm tired. I'll give you that. Just whatever you do, don't do a husky for the... There's like a prompt that's called husky on the Inktober list, and I was like, really? There's like one of two things you can do. And I bet most people will do the dog. Don't do the dog. Make something husky, you know?
What?
You can make a big husky pumpkin. Like, there's no rules to this crap. Alright, this is still kind of thin. I feel like there are streamers that actually like borderline on ASMR. And so when people say that my streams are peaceful, I'm like, oh man, you could probably get a more peaceful stream if you wanted to. Like, if I remember right, I think there is an artist that actually whispers. Which, I can't do that. I'm raspy, I'm crass. I've started to swear more on my stream, which I don't know. I care and I don't. Like, I go back and forth, I don't know. My god, inking in Photoshop, get out of here. You know, I wouldn't mind if, like, the whole badness of inking in Photoshop was my fault. I'd be okay with that. I'd be like, alright, so I just need to ink more in Photoshop to get used to it. But really, this is not my fault. Photoshop sucks with inking. Like, they just need to get with it. Get on Clip Studio's level. Because for real. If this was my fault, I would readily admit it. I'd be cool about it. I would fix it. But it is not my fault. Not my fault!
Not my fault. It ain't my fault.
Hi, I'm the Whispering Artist. Today we're going to paint trees. It basically like Bob Ross. Somebody had a meme of Bob Ross where he's like, let's just put a happy little SUV right in there. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
What
that's
is
filming.
I know, I'm telling them
Oh.
too. But like, what does that have to do with anything? A happy little SUV? Like,
Wasn't it? It was because of the hurricane thing.
oh yeah, okay, never mind. I forgot it had to do with the hurricane.
He was painting the beach.
That's right. Let's put a happy little SUV right in there. See, I gotta be kind of crass then, right, Alice? Or else you're just gonna go. You're gonna be dead. You're gonna fall asleep, you're gonna be dead. See, sometimes I like throwing curveballs in here, though. Like how I said earlier where, you know, you gotta be careful with your coloring book stuff, you know, and make sure people know what stuff is. Sometimes I'll do a curveball, like I said, and I'll do this, where it's like, what is this area? Right here. Does anybody know except me? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What can you do? You gonna do something right there? What is it? You don't know. So it's like, I almost would have to, I guess, force somebody to go look at a picture of a mushroom to know what part that is. I think it's funny. Oh, I feel you, Serenity. Whoops. Nah. Alright. Probably stream for another, was it 25 minutes? Whatever. Until the next hour passes. So if anybody wants anything to talk about or has any questions, let me know. Let me know. Does anybody have any good or bad of their day that they want to talk about? Want to vent about somebody stupid? You're stupid people. You can vent about them here. It's cool. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm overdoing it now. Alright. Cute enough. Oh no, Serenity, that bad? Oh god. Do I have a good photo of the three dogs together? I don't know. Not of their faces, I don't think. Well, maybe. Let me check. I mean, if it's not on their Instagram, probably not. I have them all separate, but it's kind of an older picture and both Butters and Chancho look horrible. actually. I don't think I do. Alice, what do you mean, Book of Books? I don't think I'll even have time to do that this year. I know it's super sad. Wait, the robot said, sorry, I can't, Gabe.
Yeah, but then I buttered them up.
Oh. But they said can't. That's different than won't.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why he said can't. And that's what led me to believe that maybe I can't marry a robot.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't have any pictures of them from the front. Not all together. I have 2 pictures of them from the back. But... Hey Mike, how you doing? Yeah, I've still got it, Alice. I still want to make it. I got about $100 from the past couple Inktobers, so it's done. It's just not compiled, which is annoying. Plus, I need a lot of money. That's why I haven't been putting out books lately too, because you need like $200 to $500 for books to make them, and then it sucks because it's not like a direct return right away. So you might be able to see them on their Instagram, Serenity. Do you want to check that first? I don't really have the time to send you them unless like they aren't there, but if you can look on there, you can get the gist of what they look like. How have things been with you? Busy? Oh my god, busy? You look busy too, Mike. Like you've been going to crazy cons, it looks like, and you know, you got your dog. I know how the dog thing go. I mean, damn. 1 photo? No way, Serenity. There's one that's got both of them. I mean, do you need them together? You shouldn't. You should probably get used to drawing them like in my case, anytime I do pet portraits, you know, I don't actually have like a photo of them together typically, or like the right kind of reference that I want. So you have to learn to kind of synthesize what you've got. So, you know, kind of take one picture, you know, maybe like look at the angle of their face or something, and then do another picture, and that's kind of it's an important skill to get, that's for sure. It's been a little wild. Isn't that weird? End of summer usually gets a little nuts. Okay. And then for this, I'm probably just going to take some little mushrooms that I've got somewhere. Let's go get some mushrooms. Mushrooms. Let's take this fatty boy here. And then maybe one of these guys. Delete. Delete. See? That's why masks are good.
Ah, Target.
Oh, that's great. Congrats, congrats. Yes, I do know how to mute people on Instagram. Okay, listen
All
up.
time.
Listen up. I do. Go to their profile. Click on following. It should be on the left side below their profile picture. Click it, and then it says mute, and you can choose whether to mute their stories or their posts.
You can actually go to the timeline too, I think.
If they're there, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, if you've got somebody who's like super annoying with their stories but you still enjoy their posts, yeah. Yup. That changes everything. Your eyes have been opened. What if you're not following them? Then why do you need to mute them? Oh, if you tag them. Okay, so you can either block them, obviously, Eliza. But
Weird.
if they tag you on stuff, you can actually remove your tag from their picture. So to do that, you go to the picture that you're tagged in. Look at me. I'm doing, like, customer tech service, whatever. You go to it, and you go up to the three dots, and you say hide options. And then you can say remove me from the post. So, boom. DBZ Hero Academia pins will be there. Wow. That's cool, Mike. Good work. Let's see.
What's the big exclusive thing you guys are gonna have for New York?
Maybe they got Tamagotchi. Oh, that's cool. Good job, Mike. Sounds like you were good busy. Yeah, the desktop version is effed in a lot of ways. You can't do a lot with it. I just don't even use it because it's kind of a waste. Unfortunately. Just for my patrons, this is for any tier, like if you're even on the $1 tier, $100 tier, whatever. Yeah, you get like every month I stay at 200 on my Patreon. I do one of these, and then you also get like a device wallpaper of one of my prints. So I mean, for being at the $1 tier, it's not so bad. I figure, honestly, that these would be a good way for people to practice their like digital coloring skills, not even like to print out and have as a coloring page, but like, you know, you could learn to color with this. Digitally color. I think it's funny whenever you just do line art like this, people automatically assume, oh, it's, you know, for traditional. It's like, no, man, you can use that for whatever. Do what you gotta do. Whatever you want to learn, learn it. Do the thing. Oh, I'm glad, Eliza. Yeah, but I'm doing this part in Photoshop because I'm kind of lazy to go over to Clip Studio. So it's a little bit rocky right now, but it's okay. At least it's like outer lines, so I'm cool with it. If the lines were closed, I would just do a stroke on a layer, like a layer style stroke, but it's not closed and I don't feel like closing it, so. But yeah, these calendars, like, I don't sell these, at least not yet. Maybe next year after I've done all these for my patrons, then I'll, you know. Oh my god, that looks like crap! Photoshop! Oh my god. Rage. But I just got back from Dragon Con, Mike, so I'm pretty fried. I don't know if you can tell with how kind of effort I am about everything right now. It's always a good show, but damn. Any show that big will just drain the crap out of you. It's like New York 2.0. I actually think it drains me more than New York does. Just because, like, everybody, like, the drunk culture there is so much heavier. So you gotta, like, deal with drunks as well as sell.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Like, it's a whole thing.
I feel like there's less kids too.
There definitely is. Oh my god, I never even thought about that. Like, I feel like people, it's their getaway con.
Yeah.
You know?
Vacation
Yeah, party, vacation, leave kids with parents con. It's pretty bad when you're too lazy to actually go to a different program to get line work. But you know what? It doesn't look that bad right now. Like, I figured out this nice little in-between workaround sweet spot where it's not coming out as janky as normal. Plus, I'm using it at the top of my Cintiq, which, like I said, this Cintiq is like 12 years old. So it's got some issues. But it's working out okay. I'm staying away from the parts that are troublesome on the screen. Well, Eliza, take coloring pages and just start doing it that way. Because you could, remember that hack I showed you? Like, with coloring line work? You could take someone else's line work and just recolor it if you don't want it to be black. Remember how easy that was? I'd say you could practice that way, for sure. This is so weird. It's almost like Clip Studio has a different black than Photoshop does.
Oh, really?
That's what it feels like. Like, my Clip Studio lines look like a totally different black.
Sometimes I accidentally knock down the color or the opacity of the black.
Yeah, but mine's not.
Weird.
I know. Well, Gabe's going to New York alone, so if anybody wants to hit him up, party with him. By party, I mean have a coffee or something. Right? So tired. Faith, you should start at smaller ones. Because if you go straight to a big one, never having to been to a convention at all, it's gonna just shock you. And I think I remember you saying you had some anxiety stuff or something. So definitely start small first. Especially if that's still a thing.
Not to mention, it's a lot more expensive to get a table of those than it is.
I think she's talking about attending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, yeah, the bigger ones are going to be expensive. Oh, you should go to C2E2. That's a good one. That's a medium-sized one, though. Medium to big. How was it last year, Gabe? Was it bigger?
Yeah, it gets bigger every year. But definitely easy to escape the crowds if you get a little overwhelmed.
Would you say it's Emerald City big yet, or no?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. So it's a little above a medium con at this point. But like Gabe's going to a little library convention tomorrow, which is a super cute thing. Sometimes libraries do these things for little kids. And honestly, if you've never done cons or anything like that, they're probably a perfect opportunity to feel what it's like to kind of set up and break down and have like a little area to cultivate, you know? Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a perfect chance where you're not really showing yourself off to anyone important, but you are still getting some experience. I think that's a good way to do it.
I feel like a lot of libraries are starting to catch on to that too.
Mm-hmm. So you might want to check wherever your local library is if they have like a little con for kids. They're usually super cute.
And if they don't, it's usually pretty easy. Because I feel like libraries are always clamoring to do some sort of programming.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Type them out, Eliza. Just type them out in like a notepad. What?
no, I was just saying, like, libraries are always looking to have events to get more people into the library.
That's true, and I feel that's also like them getting the word out that they have a certain event now is actually super hard for them too, because it's not like they have great social media presences or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you know of one, it's good to kind of get on that and help the library get other people in there too.
Yeah.
You know. That's so cool. Yeah, local comic shops are great for that too. I'd say that'd be a step up from a library con. Like once you do a library con, be like, okay, this was easy. Then do a comic store one, because then the demographic is getting more pointed, and you're actually like interacting with the people that you would see at an actual convention. So definitely, I would say that level 2 is a comic store. Gabe usually gets invited to this one that's nearby by this guy we know. He runs a 24-hour comic book day. 24-hour comic book day. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's what it's called. So that should be coming up within a month.
Oh, yeah.
24-hour comic book day. If anybody here wants to like get better at comics or at least just have a go and kind of wreck yourself, check out 24-hour comic book day.
It might actually,
If you did it this year, I would pick you up, but I suppose you're going to be at New York.
yeah.
They usually always
I
overlap.
don't think I'm ever going to do that.
Yeah, last time kind of broke me for last time.
That's the website. I think this is the official website. But it has like an event locator, and you can check out your own area and see if there's anybody in your area that's doing it. And sometimes people do like like they'll offer like what's it called?
Breakfast and
Yeah,
snacks.
breakfast, food and stuff, or like.
That's if you get a really good comic store.
At the very least, they'll have like coffee there, or they'll have like patrons of the store, like people who come in all the time, know about it, and then they'll bring in like treats like cookies.
It's a really fun event for everybody because, yeah, like Gabe said, the regulars usually know about it. The comic store guy, it's a good like way for you to get close to who works at the comic store. Like, it's an all-around pretty good experience if you're younger. Gabe and I did it 2 or 3 times. Maybe it was just 2 times. The first time wasn't so bad, but I think I hadn't hit 30 yet. And then I hit 30, and the next time we did it, I almost died. Like, it was so hard, just staying up. Like, I think by hour 22, I was kind of not having it. I was getting a little ill. I think I even slept in the car for an hour. I got it done, though. I got a full comic done. It was like 25, 26 pages, something like that. But it was all penciled out. It was done. I'm still going to make it into an actual thing at some point, but I was just, by the end of that challenge, I was dead. But our guy is really cool. He usually, like, does a full breakfast. He is even mindful of the vegetarians and gets the vegetarian stuff. Like, I think he got us, like, 2 or 3 meals, even. Because I remember White Castle at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was more than cool. Super, super cool. So maybe go into your local comic shop, and if they don't even know about it, bring it to their attention. And, I mean, be like, well, this thing exists. You could get a lot of people in here. Because people just coming off the street, too. Because, A, it's open really late.
Yeah.
and B, they can just go around and look at what all these artists are doing, and it's awesome. He even had live bands there one year. That was pretty cool. It really kept your energy up. I think that's another reason the first year was good, that we did it.
Yeah, because the
The
band
bands.
came in like right when we were already like starting to get drowsy.
Yeah, like the band kept you awake, so it was pretty cool. Really neat experience. If you haven't really experienced anything like that before, like I've done that before with game jams. Game jams are like 48 hours, and they actually usually have a room for you to sleep in and a way for you to shower. But the 48-hour game jams are no joke. Those ones you actually make a full playable alpha in like 48 hours, and I did that probably, once again, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years, but I think it was 2. I remember 2 games, so I did that 2 years, and it was awesome. Like, we had a little indie team, and we made a game, and it was great. But, like, just having that same goal in mind with a giant group of people is really cool, because you all kind of suffer together, and you can kind of share these trials and tribulations with each other. And if, you know, one person's feeling down, another one's like, hey, I'm doing a coffee run, you want me to get you stuff? Like, it's really nice that everybody kind of binds together for it. It's pretty cool. The people, though, that do, like, 24-hour comic day alone at home, I don't know how they do that. Maybe that'd be easier. I don't know.
That'd be very, like, you gotta be very...
Shit, can we do that one year?
We'd have to be very strong with it.
Can we do it, though?
Good.
I would love to just have you and me do it,
Yeah.
and, like, anything goes. Like, whatever we want to eat, we get it that day. Whatever we want to drink, we get it that day. You know? And we could have it delivered so we don't lose a lot of time.
We both go. Maybe the week after. Oh.
I mean, if I can get enough space, I would love to do that.
Maybe October 19th.
Because then if we get too tired, we can just take a nap and we're home. Like, you know, that's pretty cool.
I mean, we could do it. We could do it this year. We can do it the 19th.
If I can spare a day.
Right.
If I can't, we'll shoot for next year. But oh my god, it is like school. Yeah, it is, because you're all in the same boat, and you know you're adults at least at this point, so you don't have the same problems that school had. You know. Okay. I think this is done. Anybody from my Patreon, or I guess any of you, want to like pipe in and tell me to fix something? Anybody see any glaring bads? Or if this were my coloring page, I would change what? Oh, that threw me off too when people say uni instead of school or college.
Oh, yeah.
Uni, like university.
Yeah.
I'm like, isn't college easier to say? Looks good. Alright. Then this will be in inboxes, I'm guessing tomorrow, as the shell goes in. So like right here, Alice? Because there's 2 spots. There's this one and there's this one. Because it's supposed to be kind of like dimensional. So here. So maybe like that. Here, maybe that helps. Does that help? Okay, cool. Good feedback, Alice. Good feedback. I know overall the snail looks probably a little bit thicker than anything else, but I guess I'm okay with that. If I kind of wanted to do a janky fix, I could. Maybe I'll show you what the janky fix is so you know. The length of his ears. Yep, that's true. Alice, I never forgot you for that. But I thought it was more funny than anything. I was happier that you actually had a preference. You know? Some people would have just been like, oh well. But you actually had a preference, and I respect that. And I think it's cool you actually like went for it. So Wish you still tired? So that would be a way to actually get rid of some of the lines. Maybe I should just do that, because that looks a little better actually. But now I gotta go through and make sure it's right. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, bye, Faith! Thanks for coming. Is that even drawing? Okay. Alright. Oh my god. I hate these patch jobs I do in Photoshop because you could totally see the difference. It drives me crazy. Alright. Down here. So this looks a little weird. Fix that. Good. This just on its own looks a little sloppy. Maybe let this one through. That looks a little bit better, thicker. There we go. Like this line looked good thick. This one is probably fine thicker. Oh, that might be way too far up. There you go. You're so slurpy, Momo. I think I might get rid of part of this. Okay. So that feels a little bit more even. Good deal. This is stealing my face though, right here. There we go. Oh my god, see that's at the bottom of my screen. If I go up here it's a little bit better. I can't believe how janky this thing has gotten. Okay. So it is 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna go. Does anybody have anything else they want to quick say or whatever? My goodness. Just one more. Well, damn. I mean, like, damn. Bruni, what's the deal? You just want some attention? You want hugs from Papa? So demanding. So demanding. Alright. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'll try to be on more. Maybe I can actually, either this weekend or early next week, do another camless one, but like do it for these other ones because these guys need to get done. These ones. Hold on. You know, I'm kind of in the mood to just break for a little bit and then come back and do these, because I still need to do these. Maybe I could do that. So I think this might be the one that goes in the button. Pretty sure. Because that one looks like he's content. If I put this one in the button, it looks like he's like, why am I here? Am I trapped? Will I die? I don't like that. This one I thought would be cute if he fell in love with the clover pet. Oh. And this one, he's using the grass blade as a slide. But yeah, they're little pumpers. So, I don't know, I might come back to this. Oh, Clip is having a sale. Throw in a link. Serenity link. I paid $60 for mine, and I think it was during one of their sales. So definitely get on that, because it is like a one-time payment. The third one on the last page. Oh, she needs her ears cleaned. She keeps scratching her ears. Third one on the last page. Oh, this one? He's a cutie. Yeah, I really like this character. I went through a bunch of iterations. I even thought about adding, like, arms. And I was like, no. I like him just feet. It makes it harder for me to think of things. Like, you know, how does he hold this? How does he do this? Whatever. But I'm okay with that. I am more than okay with that. Oh, it's the German site? I might be able to figure out the other thing. Alright, so I might be back. I don't know. I might figure it out after I eat. So at least then I'll have a secondary stream that, like, you know, has a different name and all that. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. It's always fun to talk to you. I think talking to you guys has perked me up a good bit, so thanks for each one of you being here. I really appreciate all of it. And maybe I'll see you later today. I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, thanks for coming. See you later.